Hey everyone, and welcome to week 5 of Smart Spelling Remote Learning. Can't believe it's week 5 already. So this week we're going to be doing a graph, which is one letter that makes one sound. So let's have a look at what it is. Okay, so this is our graph for this week. It's the letter A, and this letter can make lots of different sounds depending on the word. But in our words today and this week, it makes an R sound. It sounds like there's also a letter R there, but there is not. I'll show you what I mean with the first word. This is our first word. Last. 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 Can you hear how it sounds like there should be an R? Last. Last. So, last means if you're the very person at the end to maybe finish something, you would be last. Person who crosses the finish line first in a race would be last. Sometimes it's not always about being last though, because you had to go. But that's our first word for this week. Last. They're all graphs in this word. Last. So how many sounds are there? Last. 4 sounds. All right, this next word has 4 sounds too. And the only thing that changes is the first letter. So it's past. Past. So that means something that's happened in the past, a long time ago. So, past. Well, I suppose it doesn't need to be a long time ago, because it could just be something that happened yesterday or an hour ago, because it's not happening right now, so it definitely is in the past. Let's count the sounds as I point to them. P-A-S-T. Same as this one. 4 sounds for 4 graphs. All right, next word. This is what we all are when we're at school. K-L-A-S. A class. A group of people, a class. How many classes are there at our school? Can you count them all? I know there's 3 grade 1, 2s. K-L-A-S. Class. You could also use that word to determine someone's status. So on an airplane, you have different classes of where you get to sit. So there's economy class, which is the cheapest seats on the plane. Then there's business class, which is a bit nicer. And then there's first class, and they get the nicest, most comfiest seats. So K-U-R-S. Let's count the sounds. K-U-R-S. 4 sounds because these S's go together. We don't say S. Okay. Next word. Uses all these letters. The first one just changes. You would have to be doing this not to come last. You'd have to be going fast. Fast. When you're going very, very quickly, you are going fast. Let's count the sounds. 4 sounds. Right, 2 more words to look at for this group. Oh, this is something you do if you have a question. You ask. Ask. If you have a question, you ask it, don't you? Ask. Ask. So, how many sounds? Ask. 3 sounds. They're all graphs. I can hear each of their sounds in the word. Okay. Ooh, this word has this double S in it as well, and it is P-A-S. Pass. P-A-S. Lots of the same sounds in some of these words. So, P-A-S. Pass. When I have a ball and I throw it to someone else, I pass it to them. P-A-S. And this word only has 3 sounds, doesn't it? Because it's p, a, s. 3 sounds. Okay, that's our first group of words. Now, if you can hear some strange noises in the background, it's because this cat over here is trying to get this pen. Maybe he might start to leave us alone. We shall see. I probably made it worse. Oh dear. All right, back to our words. Okay, so for our next words, I love this first word because sometimes it's tricky to remember when to stop when you write it. So the word is b, a, n, a, n, ah. So it's this one on the end that makes the ah sound. B, a, n, a, n, ah. Because they're making an ah sound. Banana. Banana. B, a, n, a, n, ah. Sometimes it's tricky to remember how many A's and N's you need to do, and I keep going. Banana. Lots of people like bananas and lots of people don't because of their texture. But I like that fruit. I think it's yum. Let's count the sounds because all of these are graphs. B, a, n, a, n, ah. 6. Banana. Okay, next word. Ooh. G, r, a, s. Grass. G, r, a, s. Grass. I wonder if anyone's got nice green grass at the moment because there's been a bit of rain. G, r, a, s. Let's count the sounds. G, r, a, s. 4 sounds because the S's go together. Next word. A, father. A, Ooh, there's 2 digraphs in this word because these 2 go together and these 2 go together. A, father. So that's someone who is your dad. A, father. Let's count the sounds. A, 4 sounds. And that's funny because this word looks much longer than, say, this one. But they both have 4 sounds because they go together. Okay. The next one is this word. Last. But it's changed it to past tense. So what 2 letters need to go on the end? Lasted. 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 I remember last week I said in my video that sometimes the ed on the end of the word makes 3 different sounds. It could sound like ed, it could sound like t on the end, or it could sound just like the d. What's this one? Lasted. Lasted. I can hear the ed for this one. Lasted. And those 2 go together. Lasted. Next word. G, r, a, s, p. Grasp. When you grab something and hold on to it tight, you have grasped it. G, r, a, s, p. Oh, all graphs in this letter, in this word too. G, r, a, s, p. 5 graphs. G, r, a, s, p. Grasp. Last word for this set is b, a, s, k, et. Basket. What you could put lots of things on. What Little Red Riding Hood carries? B, a, s, k, et. Oh, some of these words are easy this week, having all graphs. You don't have to remember tricky digraphs. B, a, s, k, et. 6 sounds in that word for each one of the letters. Basket. Now let's look at our trickiest words. So the next word we're going to look at is a compound word that uses this one at the start. Can you guess what it would be? So basket's the first word, and then it adds one more word to it to make it a new word. Basket, ball. A sport that you play with a ball and a hoop, and you have to run around and score some goals. All. Basketball. So these are all going together in this word. And that's even a word on its own too. All. Let's count the sounds. All. Our longest so far. 8 sounds. Okay. This is a word for if you're trying to make a decision. You might say, I like this one, or I would much rather that one. Giving you some options. What one would you like? Rather. And like father, these ones are together too. Rather. Let's count them. 4 sounds. Okay. This is something that goes on our walls. Plaster. Makes our walls nice and tough. Now, I've got a bit of a funny story. When I lived in England and taught in England for a year, I had a little boy come up to me and say, Miss Wadley, I need a plaster. And I looked at him so confused, thinking, but plaster's what goes on the wall. What do you mean you need plaster? They call Band-Aids plasters. Crazy. So there was lots of things that I had to learn over there, and one of them, if somebody ever asked me for a plaster, it meant they wanted a Band-Aid. And when I said to the little boy, oh, a Band-Aid, he looked at me and said, what's a Band-Aid? So he had no idea. Plaster. Shall we count? 6 sounds because those go together, like at the end of this word. Plaster. Oh. Next word uses our word class here, and it's another compound word. Class. Somewhere where we have to stay in all day. Class. Well, besides recess and lunchtime. Classroom. So we've joined 2 words together. Class and room, and made it into classroom, the place where we go to learn. And hopefully we'll be back in soon, because my spare bedroom doesn't make a very good classroom, I don't think. Let's count. 7 sounds. Classroom. Next word is this word, but I'm adding what's called an adverb to the end. And an adverb means when you add the letters ly and change it to fatherly, and it describes how you do something. So you could say he gave him a fatherly hug. So when you make it an adverb, it gives a little bit more description. Fatherly. Let's count the sounds. We've already done this sound this term. That was our very first one. The Y making the E sound on the end of words. Fatherly. Oh, I don't remember if we counted them. 6 sounds. Last word for this week. Now, I didn't know this until a few years ago, but I always thought this was a vegetable, but it is actually a fruit because it has seeds. Tomato. T-o-m-a-t-o. It's a tricky word because these O's both make a different sound. So t-o-m-a-t-o. O and O. No wonder the English language is so confusing. Tomato. T-o-m-a-t-o. 6 sounds for tomato. That is all our words for the week. So remember, same as other weeks, you can pick one of the list of words to practice, but you have to practice 6. And you can practice any 6 that you like. So you could choose and swap them around. Up to you. But at least 6. And if you want to practice all of them, well, your hand might get sore, but you'll be a great speller. All right, enjoy spelling this week.